to Dr. Dentico YouTube channel. Here I will post all types of dental study videos which will help you in all types of dental examination. So today our topic is developmental disturbances of oral and the paraoral structures. So, whenever the human body will develop, there some kinds of disturbance can occur. Due to that disturbance, sometimes the functional and sometimes the structural abnormalities can occur, right? So, we will talk in this video about the developmental disturbances. It means the disturbance which occur during the development are in the occur in the oral and the paraoral structures. Okay, as you all know, the oral structures and the paraoral structure include the gingiva, jaws, teeth. Okay, all these things. Here we will just see the introductory part of the developmental disturbances. We will see all types of disturbances in separate videos, and this topic is very important for the third year students as well as the PG examinations. Okay, so don't confuse with the terminologies and don't be panicked that I don't know what this video want to tell us. Okay, in first video you will not understand anything. You just see the chart or see the whatever the terminologies are there, you just will familiar with this terminologies. Okay, so first, developmental disturbances can occur in jaws, lips and palate, oral mucosa, gingiva, tongue, lymphoid tissue, salivary glands. Okay, so these are the oral paraoral structures, right? Now, the main part of the oral cavity is teeth, right? So, in teeth, there is can be disturbance can occur in size, shape, number, structure, and sometimes eruption or growth of teeth. Okay, so we will see these kinds of disturbances. So first of all, we will see the developmental disturbances affected to the jaws. So the medical terminology for jaws is the nathia, right? You must heard this terminology in your first year, right? So in nathia, you have anathia. It means like absence of jaw. But what happens, not absence of jaw, the growth of the jaw is very less, and due to that we can just say that this is the absence of jaw, right? So then second is the micrognathia. It means smaller size of jaw. Then macrognathia, larger size of jaw. Facial hemihypertrophy. Okay, so you just break down the terminologies and you can understand what this terminology want to tell us. So here the facial hemihypertrophy. Facial means related to the face. Then hemi, it means half. And hypertrophy, it means increase in size. Okay, so facial hemihypertrophy. Then facial hemiatrophy. Okay, you just break down the terminologies. Then abnormalities of dental arch relation. Here just I tell the names of whatever disturbances we have to cover under this chapter. So don't be panic, as I told you before. Just be familiar with these terminologies. Okay. Then affected to the lips and the palate, the congenital lip and the commissural peats and the fistulas. The syndrome is called as the van der Waals syndrome. Okay, so in this chapter you just learn many syndromes. We just classify the syndromes, whatever syndromes are important for us. We will just study those syndromes. But after that, it is more number of syndromes. So we will see syndromes in separate videos also, and after that I will make one video for remember those syndromes, and I will give you some tips and tricks for remember the syndromes. Okay, then double lip, cleft lip and palate, cheilitis glandularis, cheilitis granuloma, labial and oral melanotic membrane. Now affected to the oral mucosa, Fordyce's granules or else Fordyce's disease or spots. Then facial epithelial hyperplasia. Now affected to the gingiva, fibromatosis gingiva, and the retrocuspid papilla. Now, tongue. This is important. Here we see all types of disturbances, but for examination point of view, I will tell you what disturbances are important. Okay, so this tongue developmental disturbances affecting to the tongue is important for your examination purpose. It can ask in your full question, 10 marker question. Okay, so the first is the aglossia and microglossia, then macroglossia. You just have to break down. Now I don't have I feel that now I don't have necessary to break down all terminologies and tell you that this terminology want to tell us, because इतने तो समझदार आप हो चुके हो, फर्स्ट ईयर से सेकेंड ईयर थर्ड ईयर तक आ चुके हो. Then ankylosglosia, cleft tongue, fissure tongue, median rhomboid glossitis, benign migratory glossitis, hairy tongue, lingual varices, and the lingual thyroid nodule. So, in full question, it will be like you just give the two names of any of this and tell that add a note on this. So, it means like three disturbances can ask in one full question, and in short note, only one disturbance can ask. Now, in oral lymphoid tissues, reactive lymphoid aggregates, lymphoid hematoma, angiolymphoid hyperplasia with eosinophilia, and the lymphoepithelial cyst. Okay. Now, salivary glands. Here, just developmental disturbances of salivary glands. After in oral pathology, you will learn what kind of tumors can occur in salivary gland, what kind of cyst can occur in salivary gland. Okay, here just developmental disturbance. So don't confuse with the developmental disturbance and the tumor part. Okay. Now in salivary glands there is aplasia, xerostomia, hyperplasia of palatal glands, atresia, aberracy, and the developmental lingual mandibular salivary gland depression. Okay. Now, as I told you, the teeth are the most important part, and in teeth only the two main disturbances can ask frequently in your examination. I will tell you that what are the disturbances that those are asked. So, in size of teeth means either size will be small or either it will be large. Okay, so in it, if size is small then it is microdontia, if size is larger than the normal it is macrodontia. Now in shape of teeth, yes, this one is a full 10 marker question. Okay, long note. You don't understand this terminologies whenever I just describe this all terminologies, then you can understand these disturbances. Okay, so first is the here just remember this kind of terminologies are there. Okay, so first one is the gemination, fusion, concretion, dilaceration, talus cusp, dense indent or dense invaginatus, dense evaginatus, taurodontism, and the supernumerary roots. Okay, now in number of teeth, there is anodonta, supernumerary teeth, it means addition of tooth. Okay, then pre-deciduous dentition, post-permanent dentition. Now in structure of teeth, yes, this one is also 10 marker question. Even in this only one thing can ask in 10 marker. Like I can tell you that amelogenesis imperfecta can ask in 10 marker question. Okay, so this one is more important. So till now cleft lip and palate, developmental disturbances of tongue, then shape of teeth and the structure of teeth. These four things are most important for your examination purpose. Okay, now in enamel hypoplasia, it can be hereditary or it can be environmental. So in hereditary it is amelogenesis imperfecta, and in environmental enamel hypoplasia there are some factors which are responsible for enamel hypoplasia. We will deal with those factors in separate video. Okay, then dentinogenesis imperfecta, dentin dysplasia, then regional odontodysplasia, dentin hypocalcification. Now eruption of teeth. This is not at that much important for your exams. But important for PG examinations. Okay. So premature eruption, eruption sequestrum, delayed eruption, multiple unerupted teeth, embedded and impacted teeth. Okay. So these are the structures. These are the developmental disturbances affecting to the oral and the perioral structures. If you really find this video helpful, then please like it, share with your friends and give me a feedback in comment section. Okay, and if you forget to subscribe this channel, then please subscribe it and hit the bell icon so you will not miss any upcoming video notification. Okay, thank you.